If you've been questioning BMW's reliability over the past few years, or if you noticed Harley's aging customer base and thought, something's not right here, your instincts were spot on. You're part of a much bigger story. Today, the premium brands everyone said were untouchable are showing cracks that mechanics have been whispering about for years. Industry analysts are calling this the heritage brand collapse, and the numbers are brutal. BMW's warranty costs have exploded 40%, while Harley's average customer age hit 50, meaning they're not attracting new riders fast enough to replace the ones hanging up their keys. This happened because both companies chased quarterly profits instead of building what made them legendary in the first place. We're talking about recall rates, customer satisfaction scores, and demographic data that paint a picture neither company wants to admit. For anyone who saw this coming, here's the data that proves you were right all along. Hit that subscribe button and leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you already see signs these giants are falling? But before we start, number 1, Harley-Davidson. Let's start with the numbers that keep executives awake at night. Who's actually buying these machines? Harley-Davidson is facing what industry experts call a demographic death spiral. Their average buyer age has skyrocketed from just 35 in 1990 to over 50 today. Think about that. In a generation, they've gone from selling to young professionals to selling primarily to pre-retirees. Even more alarming, new rider acquisition is down a staggering 60% over the past 5 years. The replacement rate mathematics paint an even grimmer picture. For every Harley rider who hangs up their keys for good, the company needs 1.3 new riders just to maintain their current position. They're only getting about 0.7, not even one full replacement rider. This creates an unsustainable downward trajectory that accelerates with each passing year. Harley's stubbornness in maintaining their tradition has become their biggest liability. While competitors like Indian and Triumph have successfully balanced heritage appeal with modern reliability, Harley remains stuck in the past. Their engineering philosophy rejects innovation where it matters most, in baseline dependability and performance. For the first time in the company's modern history, Harley's reliability ratings have dropped below industry average across multiple independent surveys. Visit any motorcycle forum and you'll find the same story repeated. Loyal Harley owners with decades of brand loyalty switching to competitors after experiencing one breakdown too many. One particularly telling example comes from a 25-year Harley owner from Texas who documented his experience with a new 2022 Road Glide that required 5 dealer visits within the first 3,000 miles, more than all the service his previous 3 Harleys needed combined. The financial warning signs are equally alarming. Harley's sales have declined approximately 8% annually for 3 consecutive years, creating a pattern that suggests structural rather than cyclical problems. Their dealership network is contracting, with over 30 independent Harley dealers closing between 2023 to 2024 alone. Meanwhile, inventory backups are creating cash flow problems as production adjustments fail to keep pace with falling demand. Perhaps most concerning is Harley's failure to connect with younger riders in international markets, precisely where the real growth opportunities exist. While Japanese and European manufacturers have successfully expanded in emerging economies like India, Brazil, and Southeast Asia, Harley's market penetration in these regions remains minimal and is actually declining year over year. Number 2. BMW's motorcycle division faces equally significant challenges, though stemming from different strategic errors. Where Harley resists change, BMW embraces over-complexity. The German manufacturer has added so many electronic systems and proprietary components that independent repair shops increasingly refuse to work on newer models. This forces owners into dealer-only repair networks where service costs average 3 times those of competitive brands. The income requirements for BMW ownership have created a wealth dependency problem. The average BMW buyer now needs an income exceeding $150,000 annually to justify the purchase and maintenance costs. This effectively shrinks their potential market by millions of consumers who might otherwise aspire to the brand, but cannot financially sustain ownership. BMW's warranty claim costs have increased by 40% year over year, a financial metric that directly reflects declining reliability. Engineering decisions prioritizing technology integration over serviceability have created vehicles that are increasingly fragile despite their premium positioning. Owner forums regularly feature complaints about simple components requiring entire system replacements due to integrated electronics that cannot be individually serviced. One particularly illuminating case study involves a 2021 BMW R1250 GS owner who experienced a minor sensor failure that should have been a $200 repair, but required a $3,800 control module replacement because the components were inseparably integrated. These engineering decisions might create impressive spec sheets, but result in maintenance nightmares that drive customers away after their first ownership cycle. BMW's market share losses in key European markets, traditionally their strongest territory, show their vulnerability. In Germany, their home market, BMW motorcycle registrations declined 12% last year, while competitors like KTM and Ducati gained ground. This hometown rejection represents a powerful leading indicator of brand health. The company's electric transition strategy for motorcycles has been particularly weak, with their electric offerings failing to match the performance, range, or pricing of competitors. While companies like Zero and even Harley with their Livewire have made substantive electric motorcycle commitments, BMW's CE04 and other electric models appear more like compliance vehicles than serious market contenders. Number 3. The competition reality check. While BMW and Harley argue about heritage and legacy, their competitors are systematically outperforming them in ways that directly impact customer satisfaction. Indian Motorcycles, revived under Polaris Industries, now offers models that match or exceed Harley's fit and finish while providing superior reliability and performance at competitive price points. Their customer satisfaction scores have surpassed Harley's for 3 consecutive years. In BMW's territory, brands that were once considered second-tier are now legitimate alternatives. Triumph has successfully repositioned as a premium brand with reliability scores that consistently outrank BMW while maintaining a distinct heritage appeal. Ducati, once notorious for maintenance issues, has dramatically improved reliability while maintaining their performance edge. Perhaps most concerning for both brands is the shift in what younger buyers actually value. Millennials and Gen Z consumers show a distinct preference for reliability, value, and authentic experiences over badge prestige. This fundamental value shift undermines both BMW and Harley's core marketing propositions, which rely heavily on status association rather than objective performance metrics. Customer migration patterns reveal that former Harley owners are increasingly moving to Indian, Triumph, and Honda, while former BMW owners frequently switch to Yamaha, KTM, and surprisingly often to premium Japanese automotive brands rather than staying within the European premium ecosystem. This cross-category defection suggests a broader rejection of the value proposition rather than just the specific product. The global marketplace tells an even more compelling story. In high-growth motorcycle markets like Brazil, India, and Indonesia, neither Harley nor BMW has established significant market share, despite years of effort. These markets represent the future volume of motorcycle sales, and both companies' inability to gain traction suggests fundamental product-market misalignment. Number 4. Engineering philosophy failures. The engineering approaches of both companies reveal systemic failures that will be difficult to correct. BMW's complexity addiction has created motorcycles that technicians increasingly describe as unfixable outside dealer networks. This approach might drive short-term service revenue, but destroys long-term brand loyalty when owners face their second or third major repair bill. Proprietary diagnostic equipment requirements mean that even skilled independent mechanics cannot properly service newer BMWs without investing tens of thousands of dollars in BMW-specific tools that serve only a fraction of their customer base. This artificial service monopoly creates resentment among both repair shops and customers. Harley's innovation resistance represents the opposite, but equally problematic engineering philosophy. By maintaining outdated engine designs and manufacturing approaches in the name of tradition, they've fallen behind on basic reliability metrics that customers take for granted. Their reluctance to incorporate modern materials, manufacturing techniques, and quality control processes has resulted in motorcycles that require more maintenance while delivering less performance than competitors. Quality control breakdowns at both companies have become increasingly visible. BMW's recall rates for electronic systems have increased 35% in 3 years, while Harley has faced multiple significant recalls for fundamental systems like brakes and engine components. These aren't isolated incidents, but symptoms of systemic engineering and manufacturing process failures. Perhaps most telling is how both companies have allowed marketing departments to override engineering common sense. BMW adds complexity that engineers know will create service problems because marketing wants feature differentiation. Harley maintains outdated designs that engineers know are less reliable because marketing insists on authentic aesthetics. In both cases, the customer ultimately pays the price. Number 5. The death spiral timeline. Based on current trends and financial data, we can project reasonably accurate timelines for how this plays out for both companies. Harley's demographic cliff edge is approaching rapidly. Mathematical analysis of their current customer age distribution suggests they have approximately 7 to 10 years before their traditional customer base contracts below the minimum threshold needed to sustain their current business model. BMW's complexity collapse timeline potentially arrives sooner. As warranty costs continue to escalate at current rates, financial analysts project they have 5 to 7 years before repair expense ratios make their motorcycle division unsustainable without radical engineering philosophy changes. Their automotive division faces similar challenges, but benefits from higher margins that provide more runway. Market share tipping points represent another critical factor. Industry research suggests that premium vehicle brands require at least 2% global market share to maintain the economies of scale necessary for competitive manufacturing. Harley currently sits at 3.1% and is declining approximately 0.4% annually, putting their tipping point around 2027 to 2028. BMW's motorcycle division holds 2.4% global share with similar decline rates, potentially reaching critical mass slightly earlier. Financial runway calculations based on current cash reserves, debt loads, and burn rates suggest Harley has approximately 8 to 10 years of viability under current conditions before requiring major restructuring or external intervention. BMW's motorcycle division would likely be absorbed into their automotive operations rather than failing independently, making their timeline more complex to predict, but potentially masking problems for longer. The winner and loser prediction, based purely on data analysis, suggests BMW's motorcycle division reaches crisis point first, but survives through integration with their stronger automotive business. Harley, lacking this diversification, potentially faces more existential consequences when their timeline concludes, making them the more likely ultimate casualty. Number 6. The financial warning signs. When you dig into the actual financial data, not the marketing spin, the picture gets real ugly, real fast. Beyond the sales declines already mentioned, both companies show deteriorating financial fundamentals that investors often overlook due to brand mythology. Harley's profit margins have compressed for 5 consecutive years, dropping from industry-leading to merely average. Their inventory turnover rate has slowed to 4.2 times annually, well below the industry average of 6.8, indicating products sitting on showroom floors longer. Meanwhile, their R&D spending as a percentage of revenue has declined precisely when innovation is most needed, suggesting short-term financial management at the expense of long-term viability. BMW's motorcycle division shows similar warning signs. While cushioned by their automotive business, the division's return on invested capital has dropped below their cost of capital for 2 consecutive years, the definition of value destruction in financial terms. They're effectively subsidizing motorcycles with car profits, a strategy that corporate boards typically tolerate only temporarily. Both companies' dealer networks show signs of financial stress. Floor plan financing, the loans dealers use to purchase inventory, has increased 35% for Harley dealers and 28% for BMW dealers over the past 3 years, indicating motorcycles remaining unsold for longer periods. This creates a compounding cash flow problem throughout the distribution channel. Stock performance versus operational reality reveals another concerning disconnect. While both companies' shares have performed adequately, this reflects broader market momentum rather than business fundamentals. Analyst reports increasingly note the divergence between financial metrics and share prices, suggesting market corrections may be coming as reality catches up to perception. The most telling financial indicator may be customer lifetime value trends. Both brands previously benefited from exceptional customer retention and multiple purchases over a customer's riding lifetime. New data shows this metric declining sharply, with first-time Harley and BMW buyers increasingly likely to switch brands for their second purchase. This collapsing lifetime value undermines the premium pricing model that both companies depend on. So there you have it, two legendary brands that lost their way for completely different reasons, but heading toward the same destination. Both BMW and Harley made the same fundamental mistake. They prioritized short-term profits over the engineering excellence that built their reputations. One chose complexity, the other chose stagnation, but both forgot that customers buy vehicles to use them, not just to impress their neighbors. The numbers don't lie, even when the marketing departments do. Between BMW and Harley, who falls first? Your instincts were right all along. Comment your prediction below and subscribe. This automotive landscape is shifting faster than anyone expected, and you won't want to miss what comes next.